Hello and welcome to another video. Now this is a measuring cylinder. It is a piece of apparatus that most teachers struggle with, and in this video I'm going to show you how to draw one which you can customize. You can see that you can change its shape, you can change its size to fit any space that you want in an examination situation. So let's go to a new page in Microsoft Word and I'll show you how you can draw your own measuring cylinder, insert a scale and be able to change its size. As usual, here I have a fresh page. I'm going to insert the grid, and then after that I'm going to insert the canvas, a drawing canvas, and here I have it. And I want that canvas to be as large as possible so that we can be able to see clearly exactly what I am drawing. So let's see what we need to have. So generally the size of the measuring cylinder I want to draw is, let's assume it is just that much. I've just used that shape to give me some guidance as to what I need to draw. So I'm going to get the freeform drawing tool over there, and because the measuring cylinder is curved at the beginning here, I'm going to start from some point here, then I come to this point there, then I'll go to some point here, then go sideways like that up to maybe some point there, then I go 2 squares, and these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That helps me when I go to the other side. I'll have to count the squares: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And once I'm there, I click at that point, I go 2 boxes up like that, I go to that point, and then I'll go all the way to that point and I finish at that point. You can see my shape has, this is what I have. The reason it has jumped away from this shape is because the size of the canvas was a little bit too small. So let me make the canvas to be big enough so that that shape can be able to fit. I'm going to use the downward keys in order to get into the exact position where I need it to be. And this is just like it. So let me get the edit points. Okay, first of all I need to get rid of that guide, and now let me get the edit points to be at the exact points where I need them to be. So I'm going to move this one here, this one will move to this other corner, this one too will move to this corner here to be at the exact points, because this one assists us when we want to draw a diagram which is very proportional. The grid is very important. Never draw a diagram without the grid, because the grid serves as a means of ensuring that everything is proportional. You can see that even when I want various distances, I just need to count the squares that we have. So this one goes somewhere around there. So far so good. And then here at the bottom, the measuring cylinder is going to curve a little bit more. For that part, I just need, again, I need the free form. I'm going to start exactly at that particular point here. Then I can go to that point, again 3 squares from the end, 1, 2, 3 there, and I stop exactly at that point. So you can see that is generally the shape of the measuring cylinder. So I need to curve these edges here. I need to curve this one, I need to curve this part, and I also need to curve this part. So let me start with the outer edge here, and I get the edit points. So this line here, I want to make it curved. Let me increase the percentage so that we can be able to see that part quite well. So here we are. This is big enough. So over here, I need to have this line to be a curved segment. And there we have it. So it curves a little bit too much, but not to worry. Just going to get these handles here, reduce that, and we can see that it takes shape properly. So you can see I'm moving that handle just along the grid, and I have my point curving very well at that point. This other point here, I think I need to make it to be a corner point, so this one will go straight, will sort of move flat like that. And so far so good. I can move it slightly up like that, but I need to have a proper right angle there. Then I come to the other side again. This section here, I need to get a curved segment just like before. When I get such awkward shapes, usually click these corners to get the correct lines that are going to guide you. So again, I'm going to move this all the way up to some point here, some point there, and then this one, of course, I'm going to get its length here and flatten it out, and there we have it. Although this one appears to be a little bit too curved here, it's because of the length of this. So I'm going to actually, that one has got nothing to do with it. I think it is this one. Move it outside a little bit. Also come to the other side, do the same, move it a little bit outside like that, and that one is okay. And then now I come to the middle line here, again get the edit points. Then I need to have this section here to be a curved path, or to be a curved segment. This one, of course, will be something like that. Well, this one, let me get this curved part here too, and so far so good. Go to this other midsection here, curve it, repeat the same for this point here, and this other point. You can see that it becomes very easy to get what you are looking for. So you can see so far the bottom part of the measuring cylinder has sort of looks okay. Now I go to the top part of the measuring cylinder. Of course, I get the edit points once again. I need to me just click that and see whether I can start this point curving. I can curve it like that. Let me see whether the other point, I can move this one up so that it's along this line, and that curvature is good. Let me see the other point. The moment you click away, the edit points usually disappear. That one shouldn't be a problem, because you can always put back the edit points. And you can see now the measuring cylinder is taking shape. Let me move back to 100%, and there you have it. You can see now the measuring cylinder is taking shape. The next thing is to put a grid, a scale. Again, I'm going to use these lines, this grid, to guide me. Let me get a line there, and I'm going to move from that point all the way to that point. That will be the lines that mark the 1 centimeter, the 1 centimeter cubed mark. So I need to format it because I'm going to copy and paste that line several times. So I'm going to have its thickness, maybe to have a thickness of that much. So I'll move up. This one is now due to the curvature at the bottom. We never mark the 0 centimeter mark. So I can just move, like, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here I will move more spaces in order to take care of this curvature. So that will be 1 centimeters cubed. 1 centimeters cubed. And then I'm going to copy and paste that line. But this time, let me move it here through just one space. I'm going to reduce its size to that much, and this other one to that much. Maybe even, let me reduce it further, like that. Now, that will be, if this is 1 centimeters cubed, then this will be 1.1, for example. So let me have another one here of the same size, but this time will be 1.2. Then I copy the two lines and paste them. And now I can move them up there. Then the next one, at the bottom, I can maybe move backwards through 3 divisions like that, copy those, but then bring them here below there. So that one will do, because this one will be 1 centimeters cubed. Then I'm going to copy everything like that, copy it, and then I'm going to paste it up here. You can see how easy it becomes when you're using a grid. Copy and paste once again. And you continue with the process. And you can see the diagram actually becomes very proportional when you're doing this. By the way, I'm using the arrow keys on the keyboard to move the lines. You're moving them upwards, you're moving them to the left, and you can see I can't make any mistake when I'm doing that. The grid gives me the exact divisions, where the arrow keys allow me to move these lines very fast. You know, I can even copy more than that. Instead of copying and pasting in smaller divisions, I can copy more than that. For instance, I can now copy from here like that, and that allows me to cover more space within a short period of time. You can see that. But definitely the final one, for the final one, I need maybe just this, and I am done as far as inserting the grid is concerned. I mean, inserting the scale. Now you can be able to see that the scale is well aligned on the right hand side, on the left hand side. All the lines are very well aligned, and this is the magic of using this particular grid. It helps us a lot. The next part is to insert numbers on this side of the scale, and let's do exactly that. So I'm going to insert a text box. So it is found somewhere around here. So I come and get this draw text box, and I'm going to draw it somewhere around here. a text box like that. Then at this point, I can insert maybe 1 centimeters cubed. By the way, the scale here will be in 1 centimeters cubed. At this point, I can remove the grid. I no longer need the grid. There's a text box. If I click away, you can see the text box has a boundary. I don't want that boundary or outline. Don't need it. So I select the text box, and we can see the format tab is selected here. I click on it, and then I'm going to say shape outline, no outline. Once I click on that, click away, you can see the outline has disappeared. The next thing is to see whether it is filled. I can fill that shape outline with a color, but that one will be ridiculous. So I'm going to say no fill. And then now I can determine the font of that number. I go to home here and probably increase the font so that it's big enough. 20 will do. So let me just move this one up a little bit. And then you can see these corners here. This corner here, this part here, let me just increase the percentage so that you can be able to see it properly. This dot here should align with this line. So I'm going to use the arrow keys that move it downwards like that. And you can see that the edge of the text box is against this line. If I move it on the inside, you can see that that can be seen. So I want to put it at that point so that all the other numbers will be against that. Let me try and get the numbers clearly visible so that I don't have a problem with inserting with the position of that particular number. So it is exactly at that point. Now if I make this one to be 1, actually this is not supposed to be 1, it is this one which is supposed to be 1. Yeah, this one here. This is 0.5. And then 2 should be there because I want one small division to represent 0.1. So I'm going to take that shape or that text box, copy and paste it. The moment I copy and paste it, it goes all the way up there. But not to worry, because I'll simply need to drag it to the point where I need it to be. So the next one definitely will be here. And this will be 2. There. Change that number to 2. And so forth. So let me copy these 2. First of all, let me revert the percentage to about 100 so that when I copy the 2 of them, it will be easier to move them to the particular position. Again, they come all the way here, and I just grab one of them and I'm going to put it here. And then I position. If I position the first one, the second one is automatically positioned, like you can see. And then change this number to 3 and this one to 4. And then I'm going now to paste one more, just one more for this particular position here. So copy, paste, and my measuring cylinder is taking shape. And there you have it. I can make this, I could have made one of these numbers to be bold so that every other number over there will be bolder. So, oh, this one's supposed to be 5. That one's supposed to be 5. This is 4. So make the numbers to be bold. And you can see I've taken a very short time to draw this measuring cylinder. And There you have your measuring cylinder. Now, how do you change its size so that you can have a smaller measuring cylinder or a bigger measuring cylinder than this? You're going to select everything you have in this drawing. Everything is selected, but maybe first of all you can maybe select the scale separately from the others. I've selected everything on the scale, and then I'm going to group those divisions, group them together. Then when it comes to the outline, I've selected that part and this other inner line here, because you will remember these ones were put separately. This one and this one, they were put separately. Again, I'm going to group these two. So I go up there and group those ones. Now I've got two major elements here. There is the scale element, there is the outline. Now I'm going to click the outline, it's selected, and then I come now to the scale. Again, those two are selected. As soon as I do that, now I group them again. So I can use these handles here to be able to get either a narrow measuring cylinder or an even wider measuring cylinder or a short one. You can see that. If the numbers disappear, no problem. You'll just click on the numbers and then expand or make that box to be a little bit bigger, and then shift it so that it is the correct position. That is how you make the numbers to be visible. You're just going to increase the size of the text box and the numbers are going to be visible. So don't worry if the numbers sort of tend to be cut off, like this one is cut off. So that is what you do. You just increase the size of the text box, either upwards or downwards. Any one of those could be able to, it will work. And now you have that. Of course, this one is heavily squeezed, which means these numbers, maybe this one could be higher than that, maybe this one could be 10 centimeters cubed, 20, 30, 40, 50. Remember, narrower measuring cylinders, narrow, tall measuring cylinders. Let me make this one to be narrow. And to where I started. No, I'm moving the canvas. Should not move the canvas. It's not the canvas which you should move. So those ones, this kind of measuring cylinder will be more sensitive. Tall, narrow measuring cylinders are more sensitive. Maybe this one could be 0.1 centimeters cubed, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. But wider ones, definitely these numbers are bigger. So you can see, if you're interested now in setting an exam, this is what you can do. You can draw this and keep this measuring cylinder somewhere safe, so that anytime you want to insert a measuring cylinder in a question, in one of the questions that you are setting, it is readily available. So that is what I wanted to share with you, how to draw a measuring cylinder whose size you can be able to manipulate around to fit the space on your question paper, and you're using Microsoft Word. In the next lecture, I'm going to show you how to draw other items such as the round-bottomed flask, the conical flasks, and so forth, and how to draw neat diagrams in chemistry or physics. I will also look at how to write chemical equations using Microsoft Word. So see you in the next video.